Listen to me. When you study the laws of mechanics, Sir Isaac Newton postulated a law. We call it the first law of mechanics, and this is what it states: that every body continues in its uniform motion or a static state, right? It remains there until compelled by an external force to act otherwise, through the law of inertia. That if I leave this in one place, theoretically speaking, thank you, I should come and find it in one place after a long time. That's how your destiny will be. If you sit down and you are wishing it will remain like that, the only thing that will be changing is your age, but your condition will remain the same. How about men? Have you seen families where the men never leave their parents' homes? There is such a thing. They bring their wife, all the cousins and their wives, to their father's house. You see that the house they are staying was the grandfather's house. The guy works in NMPC but cannot rent a good house. You ask him why, you say, okay, I'll do something about it. 45 years, he's still in his father's house. They share the parlor, they compartmentalize the kitchen. If you buy your first car at 50 years, is that a testimony? No. You build a house at 55, is that a testimony? Take seriously what I'm saying. What of ministries? There are churches that this cause of poverty has still landed even on the ministers. You will see a church with members but prosperity zero. When it comes to finances, you will never see increase in that area. But tonight, God put this burden in my heart because it's time for somebody's lifting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Barrenness. Look at me. I want to tell you something now. And please listen, we are here to help ourselves, but let me give you an information. Every case of barrenness is spiritual. EVERY. Every case of barrenness is spiritual. Let me repeat it. Every case of barrenness is spiritual. So says the Bible. The remedy for every case of barrenness was spiritual. And God opened the womb of Rachel, and God opened the womb of Leah, and God shut the womb of Milcah, David's wife. So that when some things happen to you, you don't waste time. You know where to go to look for help quickly. Recurrent deaths. I remember one lady, I can't remember who now, but there used to be a lady, I remember the story faintly now, that was dedicated to snakes, literally snakes. And the way snake molts, this molting, it happens to her physically. The outer skin begins to, swell like peel. I'm not talking about just skin irritation, literally like a snake molting. It's good to marry from the house of God because the job has been done. You hear what I'm saying? It's a good advice. I'm telling you, no matter what is pursuing you, bring it to the house of God. The house of God is a factory where true solution is provided. When the devil wants to rubbish you, he makes you successful, and then he goes to connect you with a very wrong person, and your life begins to nosedive. A cause causeless shall not stand. Self-inflicted causes are results of ignorance and disobedience. Ignorance and disobedience. Ignorance and disobedience. Ignorance and disobedience. Self-inflicted causes are products of ignorance and disobedience. No matter how born again you are, if you don't tithe, your heavens are closed. That for sure. Whatever you think about the situation notwithstanding. Seeing then that these realities are true, what provision is in the kingdom to bail men out and exempt them? I'm going to show you the system in the kingdom designed to set men free. Ready? Psalms 102 verse 13 is a mystery very few people understand. Please give us Psalms 102 verse 13. Read it if you're a child of God. 1, 2, read. Three things: mercy, time, favor. Mercy, time, favor. Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion, for the time to favor her, even the set time, the kairos moment, the opportune time is come. Because of that, arise and have mercy. Let me tell you something about the mercy of God. The mercy of God is not an attribute for sinners. The salvation of sinners only passed through the mystery of mercy. But mercy is more than a provision just for sinners to experience salvation. You have to understand this. The mercy of God is part of the attributes of his person. The mercy of God is a system in the kingdom where guilty people are made free. The mercy of God is a system, is a provision. In his wisdom, his infinite wisdom, he factored in a provision. Although righteousness and justice are the foundations of his throne, but in his dealings with man, he introduced a mystery. Let me tell you something about mercy. Look up. Mercy only works for people who are in time. Mercy cannot work in eternity. Otherwise Satan will not be where he is. That's why he says his mercies are new every. He ties time to the operation of mercy, meaning whenever, just like he said, as far as the earth remains. So when you can see the morning, the mercy of God is valid. Mercy is the attribute of God, listen, that provokes his help to your life regardless of your satisfying the condition for it or not. Mercy is a powerful attribute. That is the ancient secret that the nation of Israel used to turn around battles. When they sinned against God, God gave them over to their enemies, and every time a prophet would intercept, there was an enchantment. They would have to chant something. You are good and your mercy. It was not a song, it was an invocation. Every time they started singing that song, for he is good and his mercy. See how many times the psalmist uses it. The psalmist was a benefactor of the mercy of God, did everything wrong, but every time God will want to come in, he will remind him. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and rich in love. The Bible tells us that the Lord's mercy can triumph. Come on now. That the Lord's mercy can triumph over judgment. So when I get to the end of my road, I know that I am deserving of everything that should happen. Yes, my father sacrificed to idols. Yes, my carelessness. I am not a tither. I am qualified for financial bankruptcy. The last card, I I danced, it did not work. I prayed, it did not work. The attribute for bailout is invoking the mercy of God. You are good and your mercy is forever. Hallelujah. You are good and your mercy is forever. Hallelujah.
Thank you for watching this powerful video. I believe your soul, spirit and body has been mightily blessed, revived, stirred up, geared and set for transformation. I would like you to please stay tuned on Reflector Hub TV and get more blessed. I also like you to click on the subscribe button and also strike the notification bell so you could stay in touch and always updated with our daily posts. Remain blessed. God bless you.